And we ready to go?
We are.
All right. So we're going to do a couple toad tags here. We already did a toad tag on Toady previously, but we're going to kill him twice. So twice dead because of just a statement that he made. And I did a short presentation on this about 4 or 5 days ago. And something's come up. So we're going to do it again. It's a short presentation, but let me show you who this guy is so you can recognize him out on the circuit. So this is Toady retard, right? Mr. Lion. He's a self-professed, I quote unquote, experienced scientist and a cartographer for 29 years. He's running rampant on the chat. He's a significant chat troll in the comments. I picked all some of those up from the chat. And just notice up here we got Brian Peck, Mr. Peckerwood, that I exposed, a few weeks ago. So where you been? Get your butt over here, clown. But let's get off of him. We don't need him for right now. So Toady retard, like I said, we're going to do the presentation, and I want you to pay close attention to this statement because this is what my entire argument was about. The 2-minute presentation. So this is what Toady retard said. Nathan and QE tried to debunk the fact that there's no Earth curve using Google, right? Which is a WGS84 projection of an oblate spheroid onto the Earth, and they think that they should see drop, right? And as I keep saying, if you went at sea level 0, wherever you are on the sea, and you sailed halfway around the globe, it's still 0 because you're still at sea level because it's taken, from the center of the Earth. Now, as soon as he said that, I said, wait a second, that's way off, right? And I just wanted to make a presentation just on this statement. It's going to be very important. So, apparently, Toady retard was on vacation from Captain Kangaroo Preschool when I pummeled the Pontiff Maximus of Retardia, Georgie, peddling this same inane horseshit, right? You guys all remember that? The Globetard's only port in a storm. It's this. Elevation is measured from the center of the Earth, right? The same thing that he said up here. Georgie had a whole presentation on this. And what they're trying to say, that is, every point along the surface of the Earth is equidistant from the center of the Earth, right? But there's big problems with that in two folds. A, from their alma mater wiki, elevation is not to be confused with the distance from the center of the Earth. Let me say that again. Elevation is not to be confused with the distance from the center of the Earth, right? So that should just pummel his whole appeal right there. But we'll go a little further because up here, he appealed to the WGS84 and the oblate spheroid, right? How in the world can he even make that claim when they live on an ellipsoid? Let's take a look at this. So, the Earth is an ellipsoid. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So, the Earth is an ellipsoid, right, for the WGS84. Well, as you can see, remember their claim is the elevation is the same for every point from the center of the Earth. But as you can see right here, that's bollocks. Because any 2 points on the surface right here, if we crosshair and quarter this like we did, any 2 points right here from the distance from the center of the Earth are going to be different, right? I mean, this is just duh stuff, people. So I don't even know how they could say that. But they do. They just come up, center of the Earth, we live on an ellipsoid. No, you can't do it. It's contradiction right here. So I gave that presentation. That was the end of the presentation. But what happened was the next day, it appears that Butthead Toady retard convinced Beavis the Rumpus to join forces and cook up an incoherent 25-minute presentation, attempting to debunk my 2-minute claim against Toady retard. And like I said, I did that yesterday. We're a little bit time hacked here. Don't worry about the yesterday part. It was about 3 or 4 days ago. So Beavis the Rumpus, he kept saying QE's 3 points. What 3 points? I only had 1 point, like I just went over. Elevation is not measured from the center of the earth. That was my entire point. It took 2 minutes, but it's taken them 30. So what I want you to do, Nathan, go ahead and share your screen, and we're going to pull up what Toady said. He's going to read this exact same statement right here off my presentation. So he's going to read that statement. Let's see if he reads it correctly. So go ahead and stop at 14:30.
Chat. I didn't type this out, or you know what I mean, send it in as a physics paper. But let me just read the bit that I said, and then we can discuss that, Rumpus. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to read out what's written?
Yeah. So I'll read it out. I can read it. Nathan and QE tried to debunk the fact. This is what I said the other day. Nathan and QE tried to debunk the fact that there was no Earth curve using Google. It's moving around. Rumpus.
Sorry, I was trying to make it bigger.
Make it better. Which is a WGS-84 projection of an oblate spheroid onto the Earth, and they think that they should see drop, right? And as I keep saying, if you were at sea level 0, wherever you are on the sea, and you sailed halfway around the globe, you're still pretty much going to be at sea level 0 because you're at sea level. And the oblate spheroid, which I talked about above, is pretty much, and pretty much, but it isn't actually done, taken from the center of the Earth. And
right. So did you guys catch that? You probably didn't. He didn't read the statement correctly. Everything after the globe right here. Hey, Nathan, go ahead and share my screen. Let me know when it's up.
Yep, you're on.
So you probably didn't catch it, but that's okay. We're just going to go over it again. What I want you to do is, my screen's up, correct?
Yeah.
I want you to go ahead and reload that same part of that video, and I want you to play it at 0.75 speed.
These are the points that he was making.
So let me just read through what it is that I said the other day on a chat. And obviously this is on a chat. I didn't type this out, or you know what I mean, send it in as a physics paper. But let me just read the bit that I said, and then we can discuss that, Rumpus. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to read out what's written?
So I'll read it out. I can read it. Nathan and QE tried to debunk the fact. This is what I said the other day. Nathan and QE tried to debunk the fact that there was no Earth curve using Google. It's moving around, Rumpus.
Sorry, I was trying to make it bigger.
Make it better. Which is a WGS-84 projection of an oblate spheroid onto the Earth, and they think that they should see drop, right? And as I keep saying, if you were at sea level 0, wherever you are on the sea, and you sailed halfway around the globe, you're still pretty much going to be at sea level 0 because you're at sea level. And the oblate spheroid, which I talked about above, is pretty much, and pretty much, but it isn't actually done, taken from the center of the Earth. And really, it relates to mean sea level. But what we're going to do is we're going to explain a little bit more detail.
Stop it.
Yep.
Right. So did everyone see what he did? He was reading it right off the screen, right off of my presentation, right? And he changed it up, right? Everything after the globe, he made up. He didn't read this. This is my argument. But the basis of my entire argument was what you said previously, but that's not what you said. What did you think you were going to get away with this? So everything was the same, right? He said everything the same right here up to the globe. And then he added this. You're still pretty much going to be at sea level 0 because you're at sea level, and the oblate spheroid, which I talked about above, is pretty much pretty much, but it isn't actually done, taken from the center of the Earth. Crayon muncher, you see what you said right here? It's taken from the center of the Earth. like my argument against you, and what you said now, it isn't actually taken from the center of the earth. You see the problem there? Are you some kind of doofus or something? Do you think no one noticed? Yeah, you know what? I know that's what you think because no one held you to task. You even read it right from the screen. And I'm not blaming you because you're a crayon munching retard. Who I am blaming are the people that listened to this and seen it and didn't call you out. I mean, this was a blatant lie right in front of everyone. What happens when you have subtle lies? These people can't even critically think or get through those. This is a slap in the face issue, brother. My word, people. So, like I said, are you kidding me? You think we wouldn't have caught that? Unbelievable. Let's go a little bit further. So on time 30 minutes, Beavis the Rumpus, this is what he says. It gives you your elevation from this, not from the center of the earth, which some people say. Yeah, some people like your partner here, Toady retard, right? Let me say it again. Toady retard. And as I keep saying, if you went at sea level 0, wherever you are on the sea, and you sailed halfway around the globe, it's still 0 because you're still at sea level because it's taken, from the center of the earth, right? Rumpus, you didn't catch this. That's rhetorical, by the way. And we have the Pontiff Maximus of Retardia Georgi, who did like a 45-minute presentation talking about this exact issue. Georgi, all points at the same elevation on a spherical Earth are all the same distance away from the center of the Earth. This is what we call level, right? This is really a joke. Time 30:37. Beavis the Rumpus again. He is me. QE then tries to make a point that some people have said that elevation is from the center of the earth. Yeah, some people, like your partner here, Toady retard. You see this? It's taken, from the center of the earth. And again, the Pontiff Maximus of Retardia Georgi. The distance away from the center of the earth, the same elevation. You getting this, Rumpus? Clown. Here we go again. Time 30:54. Beavis the Rumpus. He, me, QE, found one glober that said that is, elevation, was relative to the center of the earth, right? Nah. I found 4 bonehead globers saying it. Number 1, your partner here, remember? Sea level 0 at sea level. Why? Because it's taken, from the center of the earth. And again, the Pontiff Maximus of Retardia Georgi, right? You got the same elevation taken where? From the center of the earth. Then we got Lewis Wackett. Elevation is the distance away from the center of the earth, from Discord. Parroting the same shit he heard from Georgie, right? And then Mvrot Screech from Discord. Elevation is measured from the center of the earth. You got everyone parroting this now, right? So it's not just one glober. Again, 3112, we got butthead Toady retard talking. Check this out. I think QE was trying to make the point that I was wrong in saying that because we do live on an ellipsoid, he was saying that we should expect to see drop. No, I didn't say that. I didn't mention the word or even remotely imply drop in my 2-minute presentation for my claim, as everyone just listened to again. I said that you claimed elevation was measured from the center of the earth. Shocking, I know. And I was using the ellipsoid to show that your Mr. Magoo contradictory claims were bollocks, like I showed. So I don't know, are you on some type of medication or something? Did you actually listen to the charges brought against you? Doesn't appear so. This is classic. At 31:57 to round this out, Beavis the Rumpus. His point was, again, QE's point was, how can you then claim that your elevation is with respect to the center of the earth? I don't know how he could claim that, Rumpus. Butthead Toady retard immediately replies, I'm not and never did. What? Beavis the Rumpus. Exactly. Really, liars. He just did it. You just read it. Of course, you didn't actually read your own claim, right? Let me read it again, just partly. The end is the main part. Butthead, toady, retard. And as I keep saying, if you went at sea level 0, wherever you are on the sea, and you sailed halfway around the globe, it's still 0, because you're still at sea level, because it's taken from the center of the earth. Unbelievable. In conclusion, you're not only a Mr. Magoo retard, Toady, you're a demonstrated weasel and a liar. Straight up. There's no way you can get out of this. I mean, unless you get Jose to delete the video, right? Unbelievable. The ball-tard triple ground. Congrats. Your parents must be prouder than game roosters, Toady. You're done. Twice dead. Toe tagged. That's it.
Cool. I do want you to just bring up the ellipsoid picture again, though, if you would, please.
Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Then I'll get some remarks from the other ballbusters. So, just in summary, because you've heard the words "from the centre of the earth" quite a few times in that presentation, they're all claiming elevation is measured from the centre of the earth. It's an ellipsoid. They're all different measurements. It's never going to be the same. They're all wrong. When Rumpus declares that John has gone and got this quote from one globetard, wrong, as demonstrated by the presentation. There are multiple globetards. Scott Veach and George also say this and make presentations on it. It's only because John's called them on it that they're having to make 25-minute double-speak presentations about it.
Yeah, but his partner right beside him was the one that made the initial claim. It was right on screen. I don't know, dude. I mean...
Well, let's see if we've got any comments from the ballbusters. Ladies first. Paula?
Not really. It seems pretty simple. I mean, when you have direct quotes from people and they say one thing and then they say the opposite, and then they argue against the argument you did not make, which is a straw man, what else can you say? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so did he cherry pick his own quote?
No. What he did was he changed it in midstream. I don't know how they let him do that, because my claim was right on the screen. He was reading it right off the screen.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a cherry pick from his own.
He didn't cherry pick. He just conjured something else.
Yeah, and made a different ending to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't even catch. No one called him on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've just put it back up on screen just to make that point again. So yeah, he's literally changing the words you quoted. So he's got your video with his words typed out in quotes on screen when he changes the very words he uses. And Rumpus says, yeah, of course, it's from one globetard. No. Maybe you'd like to take it up with M. Scott Veach. Maybe you'd like to take it up with George. Maybe you'd like to take it up with Toady, the guy who was actually sat next to you when you did this presentation, Rumpus.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot one thing too. I forgot. Remember. So, where do they measure? What's their benchmark? Since they don't have a benchmark, what's their benchmark they measure from? Here's what they measure from. This is Rumpus's cartoon, right? This red dotted line right here, this little shifty thing on his cartoon, this is their benchmark elevation. Can you believe this? I was shocked that he put this up on screen. What the hell is this?
I just need to ask Adam. Can you see that, Adam? Is that anything referenceable that you used for your calculations by any chance? This cartoon conjured by Rumpus?
No, it's just fantasy, isn't it? And
Just
in fact,
made it up.
by its own definition, it bears no resemblance to the reality it's trying to portray. I was going to add a bit, guys. I think I've covered it in the previous thing, but it was just probably to quantify a little bit. If you could put that other ellipsoid back up for us a sec, John.
Yeah, hold up.
Because obviously the ballers are going to say it's nowhere near that kind of exaggerated ellipsoid, and I don't think we're suggesting it is. That's a diagram that's there to exemplify the point. Now,
Exactly.
what they're going to say is that it's less than 0.33% the difference in the two axes, radius measurements between the major and minor. And if you look on there, I think that's in meters, isn't it? 6,378 kilometers and 6,356. I took 6,357 and 6,3. I rounded up correctly actually, so that's fine. And 6,378 as my two differences. And remember, we're talking about the distance to their supposed centre of the Earth, and that
hold on a second, Adam. I can hardly hear what you're saying. You've got loads of popping and stuff going from your mic. I don't know if you're just too close to your mic or something, but most of it's wind noise at the moment.
Yeah, is that better?
A little bit.
So we've got those two differential radiuses or distances to the centre of the Earth, and it doesn't seem a lot when you look at it and call it less than 0.33%. But the reality is that the distance to the centre of the Earth from the North Pole and the distance to the centre of the Earth from the equator has a differential of 21 kilometres or 13 miles. Now that, when you then try to apply that across any area, like we've demonstrated on the Google Earth, straight line sea level maps, that's massive, because once again, if you're going to put that differential in, then it actually does make a difference. So if you were drawing that line, there would be a 13-mile difference, additional difference, not taken into the curvature, but just additional difference created by their supposed WGS84 ellipsoid.
All right, we good?
We are good. I was going to ask a question with this picture that's on now, which is to say that didn't they make some reference to drop, that their WGS84 is giving them this dotted line referencing level. What a joke that is. I mean, that's absurd. But there we go. That's a different point. But correct me if I'm wrong. If you were standing where it says topographic surface, and then you looked to the left of this screen in Muppet Vision, you'd be observing drop, would you not?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask Mel Blanc here.
If you look at that picture, actually, look. If you look at the centre turd, and imagine you stood on the topographic surface line, and then go to your left, look, where the line intersects the water. That's sea level. That's sea level on the centre turd. But look, sea level is represented as a number of meters above before it intersects. Look, the sea level's above the water.
Are we going to evaluate this cartoon?
No, stop it.
I think we need to stop this. Yeah, please.
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you. So I just wanted to show that. So we're good with that.
I think that's it. Unless there's any further comments, any other Ballbuster comments? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, what's the comment? I mean, just straight out lied. No one called him out on. This guy's a clown, people. So twice dead, toe tag.